Hello there. My name is Richard, and my wife is a zombie. Now, Terry and I, we go way back. It's been about, I'd say, coming up on our 35th anniversary. 35 years married to a woman. She had so much life in her, so much to offer the world. And then just like that, taken away, all of it. Just in an instant, taken away, my wife, Terry. Now, I thought God had done this to us. He was punishing me on account of the fact that, well, I let myself be abducted by aliens at one point. Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother story, but I thought you were here just to interview me on my wife, Terry. My zombie wife, Terry. I suppose I could get into the tale of when I was abducted by an alien, a UFO. Well, you see, I am a photography enthusiast myself. My wife Terry, well, she was a painter, but I love the cameras. I love that you could just press a little button and get yourself a nice little memory of what you're seeing. Well, one night I was trying to photograph the moon. Took a few shots. Wasn't quite getting what I was looking for. I was hoping to even capture a bat in there. But anyway, I was on the deck, looking up at the moon and the stars, waiting for my camera to take a picture. Because you see, when you photograph things in the evening time when it's dark out, well, you have to make certain adjustments to your camera. For example, you have to set the ISO very, very low. And you have to set the shutter speed to be very slow. That way, it'll take in more light. So I had my shutter speed set to, I don't know, I think about 30 seconds long. Maybe it was a little bit longer than that. I mean, forgive me, my memory just tends to go sometimes, but I was standing there waiting for the picture to take. 30 seconds. Well, in those 30 seconds, all of a sudden, a burst of white light just graced the land. Yet, it seemed to be focused on me. Well, I tell you, I was just as frightened as a chicken. Well, before I could do anything, I started to see pebbles on the ground ever so gently float up. And the dust, too. Now, this was just happening around me, sort of in a circular formation, just all around me in a circle. The rest of the world seemed to be fine and unaffected by such a force. Well, the pebbles rose, the dirt rose. Heck, I even saw a beetle rise off the ground. But then I started to rise. I started to feel like something had grabbed a hold of me and was lifting me up. Well, I said earlier that I let it happen to me. But to be fair, I mean, there was not much I could do. It was so strong, pulling me up. I tell you. The next thing I know, I'm in a room. Everything's white. And then I see some strange creature looking down at me. And I froze and blacked out. I don't remember much, but the next day, let's just say I was up at my usual time, 6 a.m., for my morning cup of coffee. As if nothing had happened. Well, I think our family was cursed that day. Now, good old Terry, she comforted me after this event. I don't think she believed what happened to me that night, but she didn't give up on me either. But ever since that happened, things just started to go wrong. Our dog went missing a few days later. And then all these locusts, bugs, flew at our window one night. I think it was 2 weeks later, maybe. I don't remember, like I said, my memory, but all these bugs just flew right at our window. I thought it was going to break, but no. And you know who wasn't afraid? Wasn't afraid of some bug apocalypse heading right for us? It was Terry. Good old Terry. Not afraid of anything. You know, I would say she's braver than me. Well, was because, you know, she's a zombie now. And that is really the reason you're here. So while we get back on track, put that alien abduction story behind us. Well, it's true, Terry is a zombie. You know, she started really getting into you know, health foods and such, and there was some product, I don't even remember what it was, that she was taking, you know, every day, every morning. I can't remember what it was, but she just slowly and slowly started to become not herself anymore. I think it was that. But to be quite honest, I don't know why my wife is a zombie. I don't know. But anyway, slowly and slowly she just slipped away. Until one day she was vacuuming the living room, and her arm just broke off. Her arm broke off her socket, and her hand was still gripping the vacuum cleaner. And she didn't holler out or cry out in pain. She said she felt nothing. It didn't hurt her. And I thought that was weird, obviously. Well, after that day, Terry just slowly started to deteriorate like a corpse. The doctors couldn't explain it. They told her, "You're probably gonna die, Terry. You're probably gonna die." And she did. It was a Saturday morning, sunny June day. I said, "Terry, where's my coffee?" She was still in bed. Unlike her, she usually gets up, tends to things, makes me my breakfast and my coffee. And she was there, lying in bed, one-armed and everything. But she wasn't moving. I went over to her, and by God, she was dead, stiff as a board. Of course, I was completely upset, emotionally, mentally. I started to cry. I ran out of the house and just fell to my knees. Well, as I got up, I looked behind me, and there was Terry, standing there, as if she was alive still. I screamed, "Terry! Oh my God, Terry, you're alive!" No response. She just kept coming closer and closer and closer to me. And I said, "Terry, say something. You're scaring me." She didn't say anything. She just sort of growled at me. And I knew this was not my Terry. This was not my Terry that I had married and lived with all practically my whole life. This was not Terry. The love of my life was gone, but this corpse walking around was taking her place. Well, she tried to bite me. Practically tore the skin right off my arm, but I stopped her in time. Kind of whacked her over the head, sort of. And well, since then she's just been living in my shed. I'll bring her pound of ground beef every day. But she just lives her life in a shed, away from everybody. Poor Terry. And all the time, people try to come and get a peek of her, try to bang on the shed with sticks, trying to get her to growl or get all upset. But she's still partially my wife, and I just can't tolerate that kind of behavior. So that's why recently, I put up some more fences and such to keep people out of our property. And, I guess why you're here is the news got hold of this whole Terry's a zombie thing. But, it's cursed here, I tell you. Everything from the alien abduction, my wife being a zombie, and heck, I'm pretty sure we have a ghost or a demon living in the attic. Well, my advice for any of you living out there with a zombie partner or anything is you can still be romantic even if your lover wants to rip your throat out. You know, I'll bring her flour every day with her ground beef. She eats it usually. With flour. Heck, she'll eat practically anything you put in front of her. But anyway, that's my story. That is my story. I hope you were entertained. People out there watching this, whoever you are. But just know that it all could happen to you too. You never know when you're gonna get abducted by an alien. Or your spouse is gonna become a zombie. Either way. I still get up in the morning. Still have my coffee. But, anyway. That's my story.